All right. Hello again, adventures, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns at my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the players below me are the people that are all super cool, and they came to play D&D with me, and it makes me feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
And continue to be scammed.
Continue to be scammed. Yes, I'm
We
very
love
sorry
you,
for.
Jody.
I'm very sorry for anyone that wanted to become super internet famous by buying. Oh man, it's impressive that I'm getting them. To be honest, because I always thought I was too small a channel for stuff like that to actually from a like return on investment thing. I always thought I was too small of a channel for spammers to care. And apparently I'm
God.
just large enough for them to care about me. So
Little do they
I
know
mean,
this
you're
is all
live.
little do they know this is all a scam. This whole thing's been an AI Willy Wonka D&D.
Oh God.
yes, the entire I am actually written entirely by AI. So oh man. There is nonsense.
So much sense.
Jody, quickly. Jody, the only way to prove that you're not AI, show us your hands. Ah!
Announcements. Couple of things. If anyone's unaware, Daggerheart, the playtest came out a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that.
It was like a week ago, just less than a week.
It was last week when
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyone that is unaware, Daggerheart is Darrington Press, which is the publishing company of Critical Role. It is their new tabletop RPG. They are playtesting it to try and work out bugs and stuff like that. And so you can get all the playtest materials for free. I've checked it out. I'm excited about it. It is not in a good place yet, but it shows a lot of promise, and there's a lot of really cool things. There's a lot of really cool things in it. So, bare minimum, even if you're not a massive fan of Critical Role, check it out just to see mechanics that I haven't seen in other RPG systems. And there will probably be something in there that even if you never get Daggerheart itself, you can probably take something away that'll improve your own table. So that's cool. Another cool thing, it's hard to see, but behind me there's a Power Rangers book, there's a G.I. Joe book, and there's a Transformers book. Because there's a bunch of RPGs that use those three things. They're made by Renegade Studios. They use a system called Essence 20, and the newest Transformers book came out. Or not, the book itself isn't out yet. It'll be out, I think, next week. But anytime you pre-order any of their physical books, you get a PDF for free, and generally the PDF comes out a little bit earlier. So I got the PDF to the new book, and it's about combiners. So Transformers that are Power Rangers, effectively. And it's actually
See,
cool.
I was thinking like combine, like they would
Yep, they harvest grain. So they have it turns the Transformers RPG into Stardew Valley. And now that I've said that, I kind of want that.
They have Sentai sensibility. Do that.
Yeah.
Transformers Valley.
Yeah.
And that still makes more sense than the
there-
crossover Power Rangers have with Ninja Turtles: The Next Generation.
Okay,
Yeah.
there are officially two different kinds of people because you say combine, you think farming. I hear combine and I think of the soldiers in Half-Life.
That too. No, it's a cool system. It introduced a couple new things that you can do with Transformers. You can be part of a Megaform Transformer, which is kind of cool, and other cool stuff. I'm going to be doing a deep dive on it pretty soon. So check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TrainerJody, for daily vlogs and in-depth reviews every so often. So yeah, anything else happening in the RPG world? PAX East, I think.
East.
PAX East is this weekend. Zelda Universe, the channel that I help. I run a game for, and Chax plays, and Imp shows up in chat. They will have 2 panels at PAX East, which would be really cool. and our buddy Elias. That is adorable. Our buddy Elias is going to be on at least one of the Zelda panels, and he's doing a Metroid panel because he likes Metroid as well. So if you're on PAX
Yay.
East, check out the stuff from ZU. They're all really cool people. Like Amanda and her husband are going to be there, and she is lovely. And her husband is actually guested on my podcast, and he's a super cool dude. He's really into role playing. We are slowly wearing Amanda down to get her to guest star on Tears of the Realm, the Zelda RPG that I run. So yeah, fun stuff.
And Doggos. Read that.
There's also D and Doggos.
Yes.
And then the final thing also happening this weekend is GaryCon. If you've never heard of it, it's a board gaming convention in Lake Geneva, which is in South Central Wisconsin, where I live. Well, I live in Wisconsin, not in South Central. And it's named after the creator of D&D, Gary Gygax. And yeah, I know Chris Perkins is there right now because I follow him on Twitter, and he posted a picture from his hotel. GaryCon is a really, really great convention. I know quite a few of the people that help run it because I used to do the whole convention scene. It's a phenomenally fun convention. If you are anywhere in the kind of greater Wisconsin area, like Illinois, Indiana, it is literally right on the border of Illinois. So if you're in greater Chicagoland, greater Indianapolis area, you can probably get there in about 4 or 5 hours, depending on whether or not you want to deal with the toll roads in Illinois. It's a phenomenal time. If you've never gone to a board gaming convention, do it. They're fun. The panels are okay, but the thing that's really, really fun is going to the D&D areas, or they will almost always have a Pathfinder area if that's more of your swing. A lot of them will have this thing called Shadowrun Missions, which is Shadowrun's organized play program. And then there's always going to be just random games that you can go and sit down and play. And they're all super fun. You get to meet a lot of amazing people. And if you're really lucky, some old dude in the middle of a game will just go, "I played with Gygax." And you get to hear them brag about having actually sat at a table with Gary Gygax DMing. Yeah. I've also met, I met one of his kids. I think it was Luke, because we were both running games at a convention together. And he was a really cool guy. I liked him. So anyway, convention season is starting. And if you are not like me and you can actually leave your house, it's super fun. There's a lot of great conventions out there, and the board gaming ones in particular are my personal favorites. So check out the stuff. It's cool. Any other announcements from Ernabada?
Join our movements for Matt Koval. Let Dale Kingsmill name your system.
Yes, we have created a movement. Its sole purpose is to convince Matt Colville to let Dale Kingsmill name his new RPG.
If just one more person joined, that would be 3 people.
Yep.
Not including Dale would be 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we sold Dale in the movement yet. I brought it up to her once, and she was like, "Okay." So I think we need to convince Dale to get in. If anyone doesn't know who Dale is, she's a wonderful person. She's appeared on.
She
this
makes
channel.
ice cream.
She makes ice cream. Yes, she does. She's from Australia. She's lovely. She used to be a Geek and Century vlogger, and we got to know each other because she played in a couple of my charity events. And then we kind of became buddies, and she's super awesome. So she became a Power Ranger for my Power Rangers RPG, where Imp was a badger.
I'll get you back for that.
Badgers are awesome. Badgers are the state animal of Wisconsin.
That's cool.
Badger don't give a fuck.
Badgers are awesome. I'm just gonna put that out there. Badgers are amazing creatures. They're ferocious little demons.
So let's just run this through real quick. What was it? Okay, so Dan was a stag.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan
Dan
was a
was a stag.
Scott, lion.
Yes. Because he was the Red
Dale.
Ranger.
Dale
Was a
Dragon.
dragon.
Badger.
You were a badger, which are very cool. Hey, I'm sorry. Dad never complained about being a frickin' deer, okay? Have you ever just been walking around and seen a deer and gone, ah? No.
If you
have-
actually did, those things are massive. Yeah, you
they are,
should.
like, in
They'll
Wisconsin.
fuck you up. A deer will
Actually,
fuck you
yes,
up.
riding down the street at night, or actually during the daytime, we were heading up to Washington, and there was a little deer, baby deer, on the side of the road, and we're on a motorcycle. Yes, we scream, please don't run out in front of our bike and kill us.
Deer are
So,
very
yes.
dangerous. And for those of you that don't know, like,
And they're dumb.
stags, male deers, are extremely dangerous. Like the antler things,
Oh, yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
decorative. They're weapons.
Yeah, they sharp.
But the reason I chose all those is they're all very prominent in medieval heraldry. Like stags and badgers, and all of those are medieval heraldry, and badgers were a protective symbol.
So it sounds like you replicated Harry Potter there.
No, actually, I was
not.
more focusing on Arthurian legend was my inspiration. There was no magic school, but there was a round table that if we ever continue the campaign, you guys would have eventually found the round table.
I will say this, since we're speaking about that, I am proud of this. Another channel, Random Tuesdays channel. She's a fan of Mass Effect, and so she referred to the biotics as space wizards. And so I
mean,
created
it's not wrong.
Yeah, so I created the Space Wizard houses for her. I just started ripping, and so it just one followed after the other. So there's Phoenix Snuggle, Kraken Slap, Minotaur Om Nom, and Pegaswift.
I mean, it works.
There's no lore, there's whatever it means to you, because that's rather better. Because having an evil house is fucking stupid.
Well, oh man, there's lots of... My favorite thing in the world to compare to Harry Potter is...
You want a good one? Watch Dropouts, Misfits, and Magic.
No, what's it? Personality typing. That stupid Myers-Briggs personality nonsense. For anyone that is not aware, your Myers-Briggs personality type, which is those 4 letters that everyone... It is about as accurate at predicting your personality as your Hogwarts house.
They legally now actually have to say this is like an indicator for those Myers-Briggs. I think there's actually like a stipulation saying like you should you're using this for hiring people.
It's still used in almost every... Well, I guess I can't say that anymore because I've been out of the job market for so long. But when I was working in retail, it was used by almost every employer that I have ever worked for or applied for. Has used a version of the Myers-Briggs or the Big 5 personality types as a screening process for new employees, and it's just dumb. There was at least one employee that I tried to hire that I couldn't because they didn't score the right way on the Myers-Briggs test. And they would have been a phenomenal... I knew that they were a phenomenal employee because I had seen them work at another store, and I knew the people that they worked with, and they had glowing reviews. I just couldn't hire them because they answered a question. They answered like somewhat agree instead of strongly agree, and that meant they were bad. Anyway,
Hiring someone purely off of Myers-Briggs is like listening to a doctor only takes into account BMI.
It's not that they were hired solely off of that. It's they were denied solely off of it. You would never hire someone based on their Myers-Briggs, but you would deny people based on it. It was a way to weed out candidates, and it was a dumb way to do it. But to be perfectly honest, in the business world, here's some business insider secrets. Most of the ways that you get rid of candidates are stupid. If someone were to give me a resume that's printed on 20-pound white paper using Times New Roman's font, they would get thrown in the garbage. Not because of anything wrong with their resume, but using the default font and boring paper meant that you were a boring person, and so you throw that away. You change the font. Anyone that applied in Comic Sans, instantly in the garbage. The nonsense.
You get put on a watch list.
Yeah, 100%. You're blackballed from the industry. You'll never work again. Yeah, the just sheer nonsense that gets people to not be hired is just bonkers. Anyway, enough about that. You guys wanna play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes,
Hey.
please.
Okay.
For new viewers, we saw some new people. If you watch live, you can contribute to the channel and actually keep us from doing stupid shit or encourage us to do more stupid shit.
Yes.
It's mostly encouraging bad ideas.
That's D&D.
But yes, if
Yes.
you check the channel points that we
That
use
means we're
here,
playing it right.
which are called TJ Tales, there's a bunch of redemptions that you can have that can help people out. You can give players reroll tokens. You can give them potions, stuff like that. So check it out. Anyway, it is now time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. The party is in hiding. After awakening a giant monstrosity that is a beholder dragon hybrid, the party was forced to flee the Fading Isles and attempt to reach the closest port of call, Voxus Landing. When they arrived, they realized that the beholder dragon had arrived before them, and the entire station was swarming with beholders who had enslaved the populace. Not having enough supplies to make it to the next city, the party deftly infiltrated the station, getting enough water and supplies to make it to Exelos, the nearest city, and rescuing a druid friend who was on the verge of collapsing from exhaustion. When they arrived at Exelos, they realized that more was going on than they thought. A connection to Smegwick's past and the mysteries involving the sovereignty-run Soulwatch Tower begged for answers. They decided their best bet was to head north to the prison city of Airhold to attempt to talk to the one other person who had gone to Soulwatch Tower and gotten out. However, before they could do that, they needed to drop off their refugees and pick up supplies for a jailbreak. But landing in Exelos, the military had already taken over most of the city and was screening every passenger that came in. The party was able to deftly outmaneuver the Marines there and eventually made their way to a dry dock to repair their ship and had disguises so they can move about the city and discover more of what is going on. And that is where we return. So, and Jax makes lovely art about how it was all our fault.
Oh, come on.
See, it even says our fault. See, he said it.
So, to remind me, because it's been a little while since we
Been a while.
It's been a while. And I don't have to worry about that getting copyright claimed because that didn't sound like music.
That was a horse?
It was a dying duck.
Uh,
Oh, I meant the background.
Oh. Yeah, that would be Victorian London by Tabletop Audio. I think the last time that we played, you guys had just finished negotiating for the dry dock, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And Crexney has decided to stay with the ship to,
But she's got to work on it.
yeah, to work on it and possibly work on some of her own stuff as well. So she and Ogon will be remaining with the ship for the foreseeable future.
I guess we're also going to check in with Leonardo because I think he knows what's up. For the most part, I don't know if he wants to leave or if he wants to stay with the ship.
Because I am a phenomenal DM
The druid,
and would
the
never.
druid turtle.
Thank you. I would
Leonardo,
never forget that.
turtle.
I just want to make sure that you guys. Well, I have like naming conventions in my head, and I knew it was related to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just couldn't remember why. So I'm like, okay, was that?
I've got 3 other brothers to check out, and Exelos, my brother, the party dude's here.
So yeah, obviously, guys. As far as you know, I think he's still on Who's What's It ship.
Declan's ship. Yeah.
Yeah,
he
he's
didn't
still on
join us.
Declan's ship.
Oh, okay.
So that's a possibility. And then obviously the city itself. You guys have already discovered the city, which is normally it's known as the moving city, because it is the kind of cultural center of dance and movement in general.
Well, it's supposed to be.
And nobody's
But-
dancing. None of the martial arts schools that are
Yeah.
here. That's the other big thing in Exelos is there's a lot of martial arts schools. None
Kevin
of the
Bacon's
martial
in
arts
jail.
schools-
John Lithgow's just saying no to everything.
Yep, basically. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
This is getting eerily familiar.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
This is my first time here. Looks dreary.
Yeah, your experience with cities, they tend to be significantly more lively than this.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna speed run this. How long do you think before we fuck up this city's infrastructure?
2 days.
I say just one day.
It seems to happen.
Let's not answer that question.
I mean, you
2
guys
days.
You
don't
might as
have,
well lean into it.
you guys
Yeah.
don't have any criminal organizations to piss off here, so I mean, that's
Yeah.
something in your favor.
Yes.
Yeah, that you know of.
We already pissed off the military.
Well, not right. I think mostly you pissed off a busybody Butterbar. That
No, we are wanted.
well, that
Well,
too.
not as
but-
we are. Not as we currently are.
So that being said, what would you all like to do?
Oh, that's right. Arai's dressed as a girl right now.
Yeah, Arai is looking fine.
Sorry.
Ladies.
I mean, Arai always looks fine, but he's looking especially fine.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He has a dress. If I remember correctly, does Arai have the dress that has the slit that goes far too far up?
No,
can't remember if that
'cause
was
he
the one
couldn't-
that you
No, because he
chose.
couldn't hide his boots.
Oh yeah,
Aw.
okay.
He didn't have the right footwear.
So
So,
he just has kind of a slinky dress.
Yeah. Very well tailored, though.
Yes. I can buy you a slinky dress, Captain. Can I have money to buy Zoe a slinky dress?
How much do you require?
So we were possibly going to try and look for jobs.
Yep, that was one of the things you guys were thinking about is just being able to get some extra money. You're not sure
Yeah,
what
'cause-
kind of jobs are going to be available in Exelos, but it's a major city. So even
I think
under
we'll
lockdown
also-
like it is, they probably still need things.
We may also like drop word to Declan because I don't know if Declan's. I think Declan might be here because I think he can just come in.
As far as you guys are aware, he is remaining on his ship to deal with just the monumental task of getting all the refugees off. So, like, he's working directly with the military right now because he does have military contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's working directly with the military, but he's probably not going to leave the docks for the next week
Yeah.
because anytime
Yeah.
he leaves, he goes directly to the military liaison.
We may leave word with him because it's like we're gonna try getting work since we don't know what he needs for a jailbreak.
Mhm.
Worst case scenario, maybe we may just need funding.
I think that's information that'll probably get around to him, knowing how we operate.
You
We-
say
we
that
check
in
in
such
first.
a sly way.
So again, I ask, what do you guys want to do? Do being the operative
Operative word?
word. Jinx.
Double jinx.
So do we? Is there a board for us to check, or do we have to go to a house?
Normally in a city like this, there would be places like a lot of times like taverns and other things like that, just gathering places in general, would have an area for people looking to kind of hire themselves. Most of those places that you've seen thus far have not been lively enough that you would expect a lot of work there.
Mm.
More likely than not, getting work is going to be basically kind of looking around until you see a problem that you feel that you can solve, or specifically going up to large businesses and things like that and going, hey, with the city on lockdown, are there things that you need that you can't get now that we might be able to get?
Mm.
We could probably also ask the dock keeper, since he seems
I don't think we
very
want to.
heavily connected.
We pissed him off.
Yeah. I say we just walk around, but as a group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I hold out his hand.
I
Reg-
take
Reg-
that.
Reggie takes the other one.
Yeah.
Thomas, give us the list of what you need.
And you see Thomas kind of like, right, yeah, that's a good idea. And you see him just kind of going around saying, no, and then there's give me a second, and he just runs below deck.
Oh,
And
there
you
it
guys
goes.
can hear like pots falling and other things like that. And he comes back up. If you could get me these things, that would be lovely.
We should ask Crexney what she needs too.
So
I think she should have the things we needed, because I think we'd stockpiled that in advance.
Yeah.
part of the fee that you guys paid for the dock was any additional supplies that you wouldn't have needed, so or wouldn't have already had. So that was part of the dry dock fee.
Okay.
So yeah, Crexy has just about everything she needs for that. And when I have a conversation with her, she may have a list of needs later for side projects, but I haven't talked to her yet. So so yeah, Thomas comes in and goes, "All right, sure, if you could just get me these things, like our stocks. I mean, they're not like completely empty or anything like that, but they're not great. And if you guys are fine with like a lot of bread and hardtack and things like that, then we're perfectly fine. If you want something with flavor, this."
Alright. I take the other list too.
All right, we got little objectives right there, and I say we go walk amongst the people.
And right as you guys are about to leave, you hear the sound of mop on wood.
Yeah, Reese.
Got a mop on wood. Sorry. And you see Reese go, "Oh, by the way, if you're going out for supplies, it'd be really nice if you'd pick me up some more cleaning things. We're running out of things that I can use to keep everything spick and span and other things like that."
Will do.
Shouldn't be a problem.
All right then. Enjoy your times out there.
We will.
He goes back to swabbing.
Did
the
you
deck.
want a treat for you?
And he just gives you one of these looks, and he looks over at Thomas, and Thomas just goes, "Ignore it.
Keep dry."
if you're offering, I wouldn't mind something sweet if you could find it. Thomas is a lovely
Race your
cook,
teeing it up.
but doesn't do a whole lot of baking.
I'll see what I can find. And
Alright.
Nora's gonna go over with his no free hand. He's gonna force Reggie's hand on top of Reese's head, not let go, and just kind of shuffle it.
And again, Reese looks over at Thomas, and Thomas just... And Reese just kind of sits there like, okay. And he goes
Reese
back
liked
to
it
mopping.
last time.
He doesn't seem like upset by it or anything. It's one of those things like, if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd have 2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's
Weird that
happened
it happened
twice.
He would have 4. Thank you.
So should we go shopping first?
I figure we can do that while we also look around for work. Probably, peruse.
Okay.
I see what we need to do.
At the very least, if we can't afford something, we'll at least know what's out there.
Okay.
And see if anyone's shorthanded.
Yeah, precisely.
All right. So as you guys head out into the city, again, the city is much more kind of sparse than you guys think it should be for this time of year and this time of day. It's barely reaching kind of early, like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And as you guys are wandering around this city itself, at first, like for the first 15 minutes that you guys are just walking around, it's effectively a ghost town. All of the shops that you go by, the doors are closed, the windows are dark. Eventually, the further away you get from the dry dock that you guys have used, you start seeing a shop open here. You start seeing a few people walking on the street. And the city slowly starts kind of waking up the further away you guys get from this dry dock. Apparently, the area around the dry dock that you guys are using is effectively deserted. So you guys can continue going. Every so often you guys will see kind of patrols of Marines that you notice as soon as a patrol of Marines shows up on the street, everybody vanishes. So, what specifically are you guys wanting to look for? You wanna go to places to buy food? Do you want to start trying to see if you can find a tavern open for work? Do you want to specifically look for businesses that you can kind of proffer yourselves at?
I'd say we look for we buy food first so we don't
Buy
get
food,
that.
yeah, food and supplies first. That could be our first check-in as well for what's the local hubbub in regards to work and activity in the city.
Sounds good.
And tavern next.
So, having not been here before, you're having a hard time finding. Normally, when you're looking for supplies, specifically food supplies, it tends to be really, really common, especially in the core. Is they will have these kind of open air markets that will generally have fresh produce from Kainalam and things like that. And everywhere you guys look, you just keep coming up to places that might at one point have been used as open air markets, but they're deserted. So what would y'all like to do? You have seen, like I said, you're starting to see more people around if you want to kind of ask for directions or anything.
Yeah, probably ask for hey, but oh yeah, sorry, we're not supposed to be us. Excuse, can we find a place where we can resupply?
And so you find kind of a middle-aged couple that is walking very quickly, almost power walking through the streets. And when you talk to them, they kind of jump back a little bit. Then they kind of look down at you and they go, "Sorry, What was it that you were looking for?
Directions to the nearest at the market.
Oh, 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 oh. And they kind of look at each other and they look back at you. Oh, well, with everything going on right now, I think probably the close. Okay, what you're going to do, you see this street here? Not that street, but this other street, not the thin street, but like the big street. Like if it was like, if you were to describe it, it'd be like a heavy street, but not like a heavy, like derogatory, more like a heavy, like just full of life, but not very lively right now. Take that street and take it about 2 miles down no, only a mile down, and then you take a left when you see this building that has a giant chicken on this sign. And then probably about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile down, you'll start to hear like noises that kind of sound like people arguing, but like if they were arguing in like a playful manner. Just follow those noises and eventually you'll come to a market. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
And then they book it.
That was odd.
Yeah.
Holy crap, we just got directions from theater kids.
New York's greatest place is Spassy.
This place has got everything.
So, with those directions, what would you all like to do?
We're gonna go get lost.
Yeah, we're.
Yep. Yep.
Surprisingly
Oh, good. We're in my domain.
enough, surprisingly enough, the directions that sounded like nonsense make perfect sense as you walk. You're just like, no, that makes sense. And then you eventually come to this relatively large place that, even with the fact that it seems like it's not currently open, you can smell the smell of like chicken wafting out of it. Like they seem to be kind of prepping food for maybe a later opening or something. And sure enough, they have a sign in front of it that is easily 15 feet tall, this massive chicken.
Ugh.
Huh. They weren't kidding.
Yeah.
So as you guys take a left and kind of head down, you guys start to hear noise and kind of murmuring. And surprisingly enough, it sounds exactly like it was described. It is the weirdest experience that you guys have ever heard, but it sounds like people that are like arguing, but they don't sound like they're angry arguing. And sure enough, as you guys eventually get there, you do see what you assume at one point was probably a massive open air market, because this is easily an acre's worth of land that could probably have hundreds of stalls on it and various things. You can see like a little kind of corner of it is currently being used, and you do see some fresh produce and other things being sold there, but there's so much of the area that's either just flat out empty stalls or places where stalls would be. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Reggie's gonna just start on walking and just investigating which each store and stall seems to sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arai is still holding his hand, so he is going to follow
Okay.
All right, that's right.
and drag Aoi along with him.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, this time.
It almost
This
looks
time
like
we
some
don't.
parents are taking their kid out for a walk.
Yeah, because this time we don't let the toddler wander away at the mall.
Can you get lost if you're holding hands?
I mean, if all of you get lost.
Well, we won't be lost from each other.
Damn, you're not helping here.
Really?
Yes.
How
what I
is
had to
that
ask aloud.
aggressive? It says, can you get lost if you're holding hands? It says, held a message for a reason, aggression. Jax, you are far too aggressive.
Grrr!
Wait, I'm sorry, what got flagged on that?
Automod, specifically, can you get lost? Oh, I get it. Because
Get
they
lost?
thought you were asking us like, hey, can you
Oh.
get lost?
Oh.
That is hilarious.
I think if you don't tweak AutoMod, there's the AutoMod settings for stuff is wild.
I enjoy seeing random things come up in AutoMod that I'm just like, really? That's how I found out, apparently, the name, for those of you that don't know, the name of the first boss in A Link to the Past is Armos, which apparently is a derogatory term, I think, in Brazil. So it'll pop up in AutoMod as a dirty word. Despite the fact that in English it doesn't mean anything. And I'm assuming in Japanese it doesn't mean anything either, but somewhere in South America it's a derogatory term, so. The more you know.
You know.
So, as you guys could come over, 4 of the kind of stall areas have all been taken over by one person that seems to have mostly kind of fresh produce and other supplies like that. Like, in addition to fresh greens and vegetables and stuff like that, they also have milled flour. They have various grains and stuff like that. It's basically like when you first enter a grocery store, it's that area. And then after that, you can see a stall that seems to be selling candles and other kind of useful things around the house, kind of stuff like that. And then the stall after that is basically a barber shop, shaving station kind of the thing set up there. And it's kind of jury rigged into the place. Like, it's obvious that this has never been used as a kind of barbershop salon style thing before, but it's where the customers are. So, and then there's a few more shops further down. So, where you guys want to go first?
Yeah. Can we look
Produce and
for
grain?
Produce.
Okay.
Sounds right to me.
So,
Combined.
so you see a rather rotund fellow kind of making sure everything. You can see basically every single person that walks into this area, which is not a lot. Like, you are judging from the amount of people that are shopping right now, you might be his like 12th or 20th customer of the day. But you see he kind of goes over to every single person that comes near and kind of talks with them and does his best to trying to, make sales and things like that. And he sees you guys. He immediately comes over and goes, well, hello there. You guys look like you are hungry and you're looking for some fine quality merchandise. You're not going to find anything better than what you're going to find right here. I have fresh produce direct from Canelam. I have my own contact there that gets it shipped directly to me. Doesn't have to worry about going through all of the nonsense of dealing with trade routes and everything. Nope, it's a specific ship. It's my ship. Goes right there, brings it right here. It's the freshest it could possibly be.
Hey, you're definitely the person to go for the job. Let's see, what I take out the list and read what we
need to restock and resupply our ship.
Well, then you see his eyes kind of light up. Those are the things that you need. Normally I don't do this because there's just so many things going on, but you guys look like good quality customers. So what I could do for you right now, if you just give me the list, I'll just put everything together for you. And you guys won't even have to kind of wander around. I'll make sure to get you the best quality things and just get everything that you need right there.
Oh, I think we need
Much
to familiarize
obliged.
us. We should, what I think we'd need to just familiarize ourselves with this establishment, right?
Oh, perfectly fine. I wanted to try and be helpful. If that's not what you guys are looking for, just feel free to kind of browse, check out some of the merch. In fact, and you watch him kind of go over, and he picks up these little like clementine things, and he just tosses a couple to you guys. If you want to know how fresh this is, just try those.
I peel a little bit, and with my claws, take a sniff.
It smells like a clementine. Smells like a little baby orange.
Yeah, I peel a little more off, take off a slice of it, and hey, eat it, have a bite of it.
It's relatively juicy. Probably not the best clementine you've ever had in your life, especially with you coming from a more privileged background. It's not bad in any sense of the word at all, but you've had better. Reggie, if you try it again with your background, it's not bad. This is probably something that some of your former employers, if they were given this, probably would look down their nose at it a little bit. But
yeah, I can definitely taste that.
It's definitely not bad. But judging from the rest of the stuff here, it's probably the highest quality stuff that you're going to find, at least in the city right now.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I take pride in the quality of my goods. The harvest's been a little bit light this year, so they're not quite up to my standards. But, you work with what you've got, and I've got the best.
Very true.
Well, I've got other customers that are looking at things. So if you guys have any questions or anything, you just let me know. And as soon as you're ready to do that, in fact, I'm running a special right now. If you guys are docked here in town, on orders of more than 30 gold, I'll actually deliver it to your ship for free.
Sounds like a good deal.
Well, that's what I do. I don't do any bad deals. All the deals that I do are good. And, with everything going on, I'm just trying to be more helpful for the community, so.
It certainly is refreshing that you wish to be so helpful. We've had a little trouble a little earlier today, so it's very nice to see.
Wonderful. Well, and then you see his face change a little bit. So, what kind of trouble have you been dealing with? With me working so hard here, I never get to hear any of the gossip. So, what kind of trouble have you been dealing with?
Oh, just the refugee situation.
Really? Are you one of the boats bringing refugees from Voxus?
Well, lucky to get out of there.
Really? Yeah. It's been really interesting to hear about the toxic spill over there. We've been told that anyone that hasn't gone through quarantine, we're not allowed to even talk with. You guys have all been through quarantine, right?
Well, we're here, ain't we?
I mean, good point. Yeah, it's a shame that it shut down the entire station. But, it's good to hear that the Marines are going out to help get everything set back up again. They say that it's not going to last very long at all, that we'll be able to get supplies and things from Voxus probably within a week or two here.
Oh, that's definitely speedy of them.
Yep. You see him just kind of casually looking around. Yep, sovereignty always goes the extra mile for her citizens. Again, kind of looks around.
Reggie is going to nonchalantly start looking at all of the other stock in this place, but as he's doing so, he's also getting a lay of his surroundings as well,
Sure.
just to see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Sure. Go
Should
ahead.
that be like? Oh,
Perception check.
all right. I doubt that's anything. 10.
So looking around again, there's not a whole lot here to look at, and nothing kind of sets off your danger sense or anything. You just kind of look around and like, kind of dead. You do get kind of an air of uneasiness around everyone, but again, the city itself is just uneasy. So it could just be, the whole city is like that.
With what we have the line of bullshit we just heard secondhand, and him watching his P's and Q's where he, like, Smegwick's not rolling or anything. He's like, okay, yep, message received. Let's go shopping.
Yep.
I agree.
Well, you guys, look around, all right? And he.
Ooh,
kinda
look at
wanders
cheese platter.
off.
Oh, look, I see some cinnamon rolls.
Oh, look at these nice, handy little kitchen cloths.
Produce store has everything.
There's one dude, on the side going, yes, and for those of you that look right here and let me know right now, and I know you want one now, let me show you what you're getting. You are getting the Euro Slicer 3000 along with...
Watch how quickly we can make salsa.
First job in
Watch-
sales.
Watch how I seal this hole with mage tape, and then you just slap a cart.
No, it's like he's demoing sovereign glue, and he's just like, oh, anyone got a wish bell? Shit.
And there must be a newspaper of the sovereignty's smartest inventions.
Here's a guy go, William Hayston here for the...
There we go.
Anyway.
Two gnomes. It's a floor polish and a dessert topping.
It's so safe. It'll clean your floors and, look, it tastes good too.
Absolutely durable, completely unbreakable. Oh, it broke.
This combination hooker and coffee maker also makes julienne fries. It will not break. It will not bang. It broke. Oh, look at this. I've never seen one of these intact before. This is the famous Dead Sea Tupperware. Listen. Still good. I know that entire monologue. That is the kind of
not
nonsense
surprising.
person I am. So,
Hey,
yeah.
oh, hey,
Miss-
look,
From Aladdin.
Do you think Crexy would like a Bassomatic?
you guys walk past. You guys just walk past
Or like
a fish, and it suddenly starts going. Here's a little song I wrote.
I motion Arai over and say, "Oh, look, it's something called the Wonder Boner."
I was not aware you were in that part of the store.
Ryan takes out a fan and covers his
Uh,
face.
I'm sorry. I had to.
You guys walked into Spencer's, apparently.
I was about to say, like, how do we know Spencer's gifts?
Spencer's Gift. Despite the fact that everything else in this outdoor mall is closed, the Hot Topic still there. Nobody knows how they make their money, but they're still there.
Guy really does have everything.
For those of you too young to remember, the mall used to be a place where you bought shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they always had KB Toys and Hot Topic.
Yeah.
And that one dude that had an entire store that was just selling swords that were completely worthless but looked shiny.
Mm-hmm.
It was always across the hall from the Hot Topic.
Mm.
Yeah, I think my mom actually bought me one of those swords, and I still have it in the garage.
mall near me recently opened a Build-A-Bear station.
Aw.
Yeah, they've got the little Build-A-Bears in the middle of the
Yeah.
malls now. They're little booths.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah. Ryan instantly starts looking around for a Build-A-Owl bear.
Oh yay!
You guys just see this giant mountain of fluff and some dude sitting there with like a fork and just these like empty burlap slabs with like googly eyes on them. He's like, "Who wants to build an owl bear? I'll build them for you, make them all magic, and you can hug them and squeeze them and call them George." Anyway, back to the game.
Snuggly wuggly.
So yeah, as far as you guys can tell, you are technically in one of the busier sections of the mall, but calling it busy is a stretch. But there is, like, as you guys kind of go down your list, like most of it is some of it's fresh produce. A lot of it is spices and other things like that, and things that keep a little longer. Things like beans and grains and other things like that. Quite a few different kind of legumes in that. And you're finding all of it here, and it's all of decent quality. Yeah, nothing here is kind of blowing your socks off as far as the quality is concerned. You know, it's effectively Walmart style quality. It's not bad. It's just not good.
I mean, I'm sure Thomas will be able to definitely dress us up a little bit.
I mean, there's a lot you can do with beans and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And eggs and rice.
It's one thing. That's one thing. You guys are a little bit surprised. There are no eggs.
What?
Oh.
Are there any animal byproducts?
There is kind of limited amount of chopped meat. Like there's a little kind of butcher area where there is like you can get some what's it called? Nope. It was there and then it was gone. And then the sneeze is coming back. Things like there's a little bit of mutton, like mutton legs and things like that. There's some beef, mostly lower quality cuts, things like stew meats and rump roast and other things like that. You're not seeing any like prime steaks or anything like that.
That's kind of stuff that Smeg probably grew up on if there was a treat.
Yeah, you know, again, none of it is quote unquote bad. You're just not seeing any of the kind of higher quality stuff, and especially in the sovereignty. This sovereignty is flush, or the core specifically. The core is flush with money. So what you guys would normally expect to see here would be like triple prime meat cuts and filet mignon and stuff like that, and you're seeing, you know, chuck steak and rump roast. And again, as far as you can tell, there's no eggs. There's a little bit of milk that you can get, but it's the total amount of milk that they have here would barely be enough to fill the stocks that Thomas asked for, and they're effectively rationing it where customers can only buy a certain amount. So you guys are not going to be able to get enough to cover that aspect.
Yeah, I also kind of want. I also want to kind of check the expiration date because milk can go bad in a hurry.
Well, raw milk. Fun fact: raw milk can be kept at like room temperature for a remarkably long time, but anyone that's worked on a ship would know that any of the stuff that expires fast is what you cook first.
Yeah.
So more likely than not, if you guys were to get the entire list, your first few days would probably have a lot of like stews that had cream thickening and things like that.
Okay.
Butter can keep for a remarkably long time if you store it correctly. So part of the milk would probably be turned into butter if you didn't just buy butter outright. And cream tends to stay tends to be safe longer than whole milk. So
We could probably buy some. It's like we want to have some dinner tonight, but
yeah,
nothing
so they would
long
probably
time.
more likely than not, if you were to get milk, probably your first week would have a decent amount of milk-based dish and dairy-based dishes, and then
Yeah.
maybe some of it would be turned into cheese because that's not a particularly difficult thing to do as well.
Yeah.
So
It won't break the bank. We go without some stuff. We just focus on the primary things, like stuff that will long last.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not here for comfort. We're here for survival.
Yes.
I do want to feel around while we are shopping around, and see about why these certain things are and such. Because like it's obviously strange that it's being rationed out in a
Mm.
city like this.
I was thinking the exact same thing, honestly.
So, how would you like to go about getting that information?
I guess would it fall under investigation, going around asking questions in
Well,
general, saying what's the
more.
problem, or
I'm more asking, who do you want to approach? Do you want to go back to the grocer? Do you want to ask some of the customers? Do you want to kind of wander outside the kind of grocer area, and do you want to try eavesdropping to see what you can pick up that way? Like, I'm more interested in the how you want to get this, because all
Bring up
those things are viable that just give you different information.
bring up small talk by someone else who's perusing, who looks unhappy with the choices.
Mm.
Sure, sure. So as you are kind of wandering around, go ahead and give me. I'll let you choose perception or insight, whichever one you like better.
Yeah, it's the same either way. Okay,
Can
I'll go
I help him?
Sure.
I have uh I have uh I have proficiency in insight.
Okay. So in that case, Smeg, would you want to help?
I'll help her.
Aoi then? Yeah. So Aoi, if you want to roll with advantage, because
Okay.
Smegwit's helping you.
Are you absolutely kidding me? 10.
That's with
Advantage?
advantage.
Yeah, that was with advantage. I got a 7 and a 1.
Impressive. So, as you guys are kind of wandering around, you're trying to kind of gauge people's reactions, and the first few times that you try it, you get a little bit too close, and you kind of offend a couple of the people that you're trying to kind of gauge their reaction by kind of looking at them a little bit too long. One of them kind of flips you off at one point. So it takes you probably the better part of about 10 to 15 minutes to kind of get into your groove of kind of watching people. And you eventually find a very tall, kind of lithe looking gentleman that's wearing relatively loose and limited clothing. Like he's wearing these kind of baggy, very kind of breathy pants and a vest. It's open up, and and he's got like a few necklaces on, and you can see like musculature wise, he's not very bulky, but he's obviously trained in something, whether it's dance, whether it's martial arts or something. Like he has pretty good control, and as he's kind of wandering around, you just see him going, "Oh, I don't like that at all. No, 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 no. Oh, I can't believe it keeps going like this. She used to be so much nicer over here." He just keeps kind of wandering around going, "Oh, we better get this going faster soon, or I'm going to run out of patience with these people."
Oh, hello,
I don't know
sir.
why he became Rastafarian for a second there, but he was Scottish for a moment. I don't know why Jamaica and Scotland are close by, but they feel like they're put in a similar place in your mouth.
Hello, sir. Do you need any help with anything?
Do you work here?
No, I don't.
I was about to say, it looked like they were hiring a wee bit young these days. You look to be like... He kind of comes over, and he's easily like 6'6", 6'7". Like he's a really tall, and he's human. So for a human, he's remarkably tall. He kind of comes over, and he just kind of bends down to be much closer to your eye level. He's like, you look a wee bit. Sure. Exactly what could you be helping me with? Especially since it seems that you've got all these friends here.
Arai is not around them, by the way. He's
Okay.
like, sort of wandered off towards other produce.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Wait.
Reggie was holding your hand.
Oh no! He
I
let
thought
go.
I thought it was
Said you were
holding.
perusing and eating the orange, so
Oh God.
Arai is just
Arai
across the
was
aisle.
just waiting for that moment for him to just break off and look at those melons. Melons!
You slip the monkey backpack and you're just wandering off again.
Oh no.
You turn around, the monkey backpack is around a watermelon.
Watermelon and gourds. You found the most brilliant looking gourds.
Yeah, can we make a more innuendo by the time the session is over?
Yes.
So he looks like, so exactly what were you thinking of helping me out with?
You seem to be having some trouble with something, sir.
Oh, it's nothing that you can do. It's this damn blockade and all this nonsense.
Blockade.
I mean, of course it's not a blockade. It's a, oh, damn it all. What are they calling the damn thing now? It's a humanitarian aid mission that is very beneficial for everyone in the sovereignty, and we're very happily making sacrifices for the whole. And, all that. And then he gets a little quieter and goes, and all that nonsense.
Can I insight check him?
Oh, no
'cause
insight
he's
check.
dripping
No
with
insight check
sarcasm.
needed. He's obviously, and it didn't look like he was exactly trying to say it for someone to hear. It was more of kind of an exasperated acknowledgement of, oh, this is the BS that they've given us.
Yeah.
And under his breath, he says, "Bastards."
Bastard.
How long ago did this occupation start?
Oh, it's not an occupation. They're here to help us.
All right, then.
surprisingly
Or
enough,
so we've been told.
If you don't mind me. Sorry.
Surprisingly enough, it's only been going on for, God, it feels like it's been going on for years. But I think it's been less than, I don't know, a week or two, barely. Like it seems strange that it could happen so quickly. But as soon as they came in, not only did they stop every boat bloody coming in, but they also went and what's the word that they bloody used? I cannot remember anymore. They took half the supplies for themselves. They instantly came in, they're like, the sovereignty needs us, and just, so we were almost immediately in ration mode. So wait a minute, are you not from Exelosin? Wait a minute, I think I recognise that. Are you from Zura in the school there? Did you study at the Magic Academy?
Possibly.
I had a niece that went there. We visited one time. It's a lovely place. A little bit too kind of stuffy for my life. Like everyone was always wearing like bodices and high collars and all of this nonsense, and then all the wee children are wandering around and they're in full uniforms and they've got their weapons on them, and it was nonsense. So much nicer to be here where everything's free and allows things to breathe, and you just I recognise the sword. It looks very similar to a few other weapons that I've seen them using, and that little gem that you've got in there, I've seen what those things can do. Very handy. So are you a current student or are you a graduate?
Yeah.
I asked an either or question and you gave me a yeah.
I have to remember
Oh.
if
That
that
makes
Good
sense.
backstory reference. It's like,
I'm not the
Where
only
am I?
one that has to
Where
look
am
up
I?
backstories, folks. I 100% have been in Katie's spot where it's just like, of course, opening up 7 different programs. Where's the backstory? There it is.
Also, you're not you. You can just make up whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, you could say that.
Ooh, so sorry, I must have missed it. Are you a graduate or are you still a student?
I'm a graduate.
Ah, it's fantastic. You know, when this thing finally gets settled up, we've had a few of you didn't just wondering, you didn't study blade dancing, did you? Or blade singing at all?
No.
Oh, well, we've had a few of your blade singers come and join the troupe that I'm in, and the things that these people can do with lightning, it's amazing. They sit there and they make these little lightning whips and they go them around and they do these amazing things.
That wasn't. This is Katie speaking. I wasn't at that specific class, right? I was more like.
You're technically an Eldritch Knight.
Yeah.
So much more combat. The bladesing is specifically. It's actually an art form that Arai you would be familiar with, very familiar with, if I remember correctly. But it's an Eladrin.
Arai's gonna come over and hear the words blade singing.
Yeah, it's an Eladrin fighting style that is very much, to the untrained eye, it looks like a dance, but it is an extremely a useful martial style. But it takes an incredible amount of focus and training to perfect it, and so. Bladesinging is not technically a class or a course of study that's taught at the school. There are some bladesingers that attend the school to kind of brush up on the rest of their magical studies. But bladesinging is still a very closely held secret of a few Eladrin houses. Outside of the Verdant Empire, the Feywild, it's relatively rare. So there's one large kind of aristocratic family of Eladrin that teaches blade singing mostly to other Eladrin. There every so often like a Genasi will learn it, or things like that. But so you probably knew of 1 or 2 blade singers at the school while you were there.
Okay.
But they tend to be very kind of standoffish.
Yeah. I went more into the Eldritch Knight class.
I've seen a few of you guys on the battlefield before I gave up my worldly possessions and started focusing on just really feeling the rhythm of the world. I spent about 10 months fighting along the front lines. When you can do things like this and you watch him start kind of moving, and as he does, you watch as these little tendrils of fire start kind of leaving his fingertips, and he kind of just sort of, and he does kind of like a little fire dancing, and eventually kind of ends it off by. You can do things like that. There's a surprising amount of work you can get, particularly by people preferring that you use that to melt the faces of the bad guys.
That's very true.
The only problem I had with it is eventually I found out that the bad guys weren't any badder than the guys that I was working for. And it just all sort of became pointless, you know? And they try and kill us, we try and kill them. It's just a whole lot of nonsense. But it was much better to come out here and just learn to enjoy the movement.
As long as you're doing what you love.
Aye, exactly. Well, I take it so much of your time. Thank you for talking with me. Is there anything I can do for you? You've been so polite and lovely.
That's where we can find work.
Work? Well, I guess it really depends on what kind of work you're looking for, because They can always use people to shovel out the stables and things like that, and I'm sure the military can put you to work using toothbrushes to scrub their latrines. I'm assuming those were not jobs that you were looking for, though.
We can put those on on the back shelf for now. Perhaps you've heard of some other possible opportunities around here.
Well, currently, due to the humanitarian aid,
Hmm.
any jobs requiring leaving Axelos have to be done exclusively by Marines. And if you've ever had to deal with government contracts, you know how lucrative those are for the government and quite literally no one else. So, of course, there's no kind of active work like that, and it definitely wouldn't be happening at the Sleeping Rooster. Definitely wouldn't go there. You'd have a whole
Ah,
Definitely not.
the Sleeping Rooster.
Aye.
Certainly a place that I honestly don't seem that interested in.
Most definitely. If you were looking for it, it used to be a wonderful restaurant. So almost exclusively poultry-based dishes.
Ooh.
They're even cool enough. They have this giant rooster in front
we just passed that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the eyes are closed because it's a sleeping rooster.
Ah.
That's where I
Aye.
get the name.
Where's the next closest shop?
What do you mean by next closest shop?
Araya's wandering off.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
He's
no.
going
there-
to the next closest shop.
Gotcha. We'll deal with that in a second.
Think of
then.
that while you're, yeah.
Yeah. Aye, so that would probably, like, no one would ever go there for anything other than chicken, obviously. And you definitely wouldn't want to go there after they close up at about 6.
What time is it now?
Again, it's around noonish.
Okay.
Well, it's been lovely. And I just realised I never got your name, love.
Midori Naja.
Well, Midori, it's been absolutely lovely meeting you, and you and your friends have a good day. By the way, you may want to watch out for your tall friend because I believe they've wandered away from you. And you look, and Arai is gone. Arai,
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he would have seen Arai because he wasn't around Aoi while that interaction was happening.
well, you came over for the Bladesinger conversation.
Yeah.
So Arai, as you are wandering around, the further away you get from the grocery, the more kind of boring the goods get. Like I said, there's like a household place with candles and snifters and other things like that. And then you start getting to these kind of weird shops that sell, like there's a cobbler that is set up, shop, and there seems to be quite a few different shoes available to purchase. None of them look like something you would want to buy, and yet the cobbler themselves does not seem to be in any rush to try and get any sales. He's just sitting there. He doesn't look panicked. He doesn't look angry or anything. He's just sitting there waiting. And after that shop, you find a tailor that has one dress form set up that has like half a dress on it that is in kind of a state of like it's halfway built, and the tailor keeps kind of moving around and kind of doing stuff, but to your kind of keen eye, they never seem to be doing anything that's going to complete the dress. Like they will take pins out one place and put them in another place, and then they'll come back and replace those pins with ones from their mouth, and they're basically doing busy work to make it look like they're doing something. So, what would you like to do?
Ari's gonna go in the dress shop.
Okay. So, as you could come over, the tailor just kind of looks at you and goes, "So sorry, I've got a job I'm doing here. Probably not going to be able to take care of everything for you, at least for 2 or 3 days. So sorry, love." And he gets back to his not working.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just interested in what you were making.
Well, this is it's a custom piece for a lovely lady, a little bit smaller than yourself. Unfortunately, I don't really have time to talk about it. I've got so much work to do on it, obviously. So if you want to run along...
All right.
Lovely.
Ari leaves.
If you want to roll an insight check for me real quick.
Okay. Where's my character sheet?
Just so you can tell this is good D&D. I've barely made them roll.
11.
11. Something about that conversation feels off to you. You don't know what it is. Something about it feels off.
Well, very obviously seemed off, but Arai is not the most...
Yeah, I was about to say, with an 11, that's all you got.
Yep. But yeah, just watching him remake the dress, like Arai knows that something's wrong, but he also knows he's not the most
Sharpest hammer in the tool shed.
brightest crayon in the box.
Sharpest
Not the best at persuading people to do things. Actually, I should be because I'm very charismatic.
My assumption has always
It's
been...
like, wait, time out.
Your persuasiveness was put into your intimidationness.
No, it's all my charm.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, there's something to be said
is.
when you think you're charismatic.
Hey,
It does, but instead it's called charisma.
I've also got excellent performance, so, you know. The blade singing. Arai learned to dance, just not the blade part.
It's the craziest thing to watch her take out her giant pike and spin it around like full on Singing in the Rain style.
It's more like pole dancing. Come on.
That was for later? We're in the street right now?
Takes
Actually,
a
hold on.
lot of core muscle too.
Especially with the pike.
There's
There's
a
pull.
You could get an immovable rod and put into it.
there's a what's it called? There's a kung fu form. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a staff form. And one of the things that they do is they slam the staff on the ground and they jump onto it.
Oh, and they lean on it?
Yeah, they lean
Yeah.
on it, so they're basically kind of defying gravity due to
Yeah.
like physics, and it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's something like monkey stick or something like that, but it's a really cool form.
I had a friend in high school who could do that, and he was very fond about showing it off.
It's a hard move. Like,
Yeah, it was super cool. But when he saw it every day for 2 years, it lost its shine.
so anyway, you would notice, however, that the rest of your group is probably like 1,000 feet back to the point where you're basically out of sight of them, if they're not actively kind of searching for you.
Okay, Arai's gonna walk back and sort of slump down next to the cobbler.
Okay.
Well, this is drab.
He looks at you. You want shoe?
No, thank you. I've eaten.
You eat shoe?
No, do you?
No. I make
good.
shoe.
Ah. Are these all the shoes you've made? Ooh, that's Soraya.
No.
Sorry.
No,
Oh, I was gonna be Soraya.
I don't make any shoe here. These not my shoes. He goes back to just kind of messing with the shoe.
So where are the shoes you make?
At the shop.
Not these. Gosh darn it! It's gonna be Soraya.
You don't have wings.
I know. I'm sad.
I feel bad that every time we go into a tier, I have to take your wings away.
Every single time, it's like you want me to be Pierre or something. So he's sitting in front of his shop. I thought he was just sitting.
It's basically just a stall. If you've ever been to like a state fair or
Okay.
something,
Yeah.
and you know how they have all those different like their food stalls and other stuff like that, and they're obviously they can collapse down. That's basically what you have here.
Yep.
And he's sitting kind of in the middle of it, like there's shoes around him, and he's just sitting there, kind of working on this one shoe. It doesn't really need anything done to it. Like it's a boring looking but fully completed shoe. So you know what shoe? Why are you here?
Oh, to look at shoes. Gosh darn it.
You ladies in your shoes. Never understand. I make shoes for a living. Never understand.
Well, but like being interested in art and doing art yourself.
Okay. Start shining it.
So which of these have you made?
None.
Oh. So where are the shoes you make?
It's store.
Where is your store? How can I buy your shoes?
You can't.
Oh. Why not?
Because I am not selling shoes.
You're mending shoes, but you're a shoemaker.
I not mend shoes.
You're polishing the same shoe.
I am told, sit here, look like sell shoes. This is what I do.
Ah. Why?
I do not ask questions.
That's fine, I'll ask. Why?
He just looks at you. And then you see him kind of look around. He picks up
Milk
a
is
shoe.
milk is not plentiful here. It should be a while before we see your face in a carton.
He picks up a shoe and shoves it in your hand.
Alright, takes the shoe. I'm not hungry.
He kind of looks over, and you can see in the distance there are some Marines kind of walking through.
Oh no.
Oh, I see. Do you have it in another color?
Very sorry, I have no shoes for your dainty feet. You will have to go now. And he says it very, very loudly. Much, much louder than you think it should be.
Oh.
Before
Alright,
you say
well-
anything, no, I will not argue with you anymore. If you continue to yell at me, I will be forced to silence you. Please stop being so aggressive, or I will have to close up shop to deal
I
with
don't
you.
want these shoes in blue.
That is it. I have never been so. And he gets up and he throws a shoe away. I have never been so insulted in my own booth before. You, madam. And he gets right in your face.
Yes.
You, madam, should be ashamed of your self. And he kind of throws a shoe, like he picks up a shoe, and he kind of just throws it at your feet. And make a perception check for me.
All right. $21.
You notice that beneath the tongue of the shoe, there is something that has been stuck in there, some sort of paper or something. I cannot deal with this. I am leaving. And he walks off.
Alright, it's gonna crouch down and pick up the shoe, take the paper out and kind of have it like slipped into
Okay.
his sleeve, and then pick up the shoe and go, well, that was rude, and like put them down and like huff off.
Okay. And you notice as you walk away, the two Marines that you saw earlier are, if you hadn't seen them before, you wouldn't have noticed. But they are making a very, very slow beeline for the shoe shop. They seem to be ignoring you completely.
Okay. Rye's gonna keep walking.
Okay. So you're able, do you want to walk towards the party or away from even further?
Probably back towards the party.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So within about 5 minutes, you're able to get close back to the party. Yeah, I was getting worried. It's like, we're going to have to rescue her again.
But before he gets there, he's gonna make a right in the skinny alley.
Don't you
On a
dare.
skinny
Okay, guys,
street.
now's our chance. We're just gonna tell Crexty Rye popped again.
They're
So,
both inflated.
so yeah, it doesn't
Ah!
to take you too long to get back. And when you get back, you can see the rest of the party. For the most part, you guys have been able to find everything on your little list. And basically what the agreement has become is you basically kind of point out the stuff and the grocer comes over and just puts it into kind of a wheelbarrow kind of thing.
Yeah, how much?
Oh, let's see. Grand total, for everything you want here, 41 gold.
Now, just to ask, is this just food or is this food and cleaning?
Cleaning supplies you have to get somewhere else, but they
Okay.
You're looking at like a couple silver worth of cleaning stuff. Like it's just like lemon pledge is all you really need.
Okay.
So
Okay, so how much was that?
41 gold.
41 gold.
Okay.
You probably and with what you've got, that you've probably got, if it's cooked and stored correctly, you've probably got easily a month's worth of meals in that 41 gold. So
Yeah, because definitely making do with like most with like the dry goods especially, but then also like the stuff we can, if we can get anything for.
well, and there's things like there's canning and there's
Yeah.
other ways, like there's like you guys got a decent amount of salt.
Yeah, there's like an order of operations for like how.
Alright, gonna see them checking out and just rush up. Oh, do you have anything sweet?
You know what? I don't have anything sweet, but if you go about 5 minutes down the road here, you'll smell it before you can see it. But there's a little kind of hole in the wall bakery, and they make these really great scones.
Is that towards the chicken or away from the chicken?
Away from the chicken.
Alright. Alright, walks off.
I'm
All right,
gonna
is
jump.
never gonna be with the party.
Nope.
Alright does not like waiting in line.
Did you want to check the paper that you got at all, or are you just keeping?
Oh, I
that?
will.
Okay.
No, I will. Just probably once the party reconvenes in a slightly.
So,
How could we reconvene? You keep wandering off.
Yeah.
so you guys
come
watch
on.
as Arai is going, and you guys can see roughly where he's going to be going.
Yeah, but
And you guys you've already, as long as you paid for it, you've already gotten assurances that they're gonna take it off. When you told them where the dry dock was, you got a couple weird looks, but other than that, you guys have gotten all the shopping that you needed done.
and we chase off towards Sarai.
Okay. And true to his words, you guys smell it long before you see it. But basically, the Auntie M's,
yeah.
since we're sticking with the mall theme,
Eh,
yeah, and it's this tiny little kind of hole in the wall where it's a kitchen with a counter in front of it, and that's the entirety of the thing. And yeah, they've got some scones, they got some cinnamon rolls, they've got just a lot of kind of little sweet things. However, you can see, like, they've got display cases. The display cases are painfully empty. Like, they've got like one or two of most of the products, but you can see, like, it looks like it's supposed to be, like, there's space to have like a dozen or 2 dozen of each of these products, and they're just aren't.
nice. Jeez.
But you can see this sweet, kind of short stature Earth Genasi girl just going around going, I'm over here and I'm over there and I'm gonna. Oh, I've got guests! Lovely! Hello!
Hello, it smells wonderful in here.
I know! I do that on purpose.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Isn't it? I get to spend all day smelling like this, and you know what? It gets old. It's weird, but it gets old. And then I come back the next day and it's new again. So what can I get you? I've never seen you here before.
No, I'm new, but I have this little friend that I want to get a small treat for.
Oh, what do they like?
Just something sweet, so...
And she kind of leans in close. How sweet are we talking? You want some, like, sweets? Or do you want some sweets?
Probably some sweet.
I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. All right? Secret
All right.
family recipe. She goes in the back and she takes out this string. And on the string, it looks like she's got like just crystals hanging from the screen. The string. And they're colored. Like you have the first one is like this kind of bright pink, and then like a pale yellow, and then a bright green, and then a deep blue. Edible gems.
I've seen those. It has been an age.
It's a secret family recipe taken from the elemental plane of Earth. You're not going to find this anywhere else. Yours for 2 copper.
Are we there? Or is that just a
And
ride?
how much is it?
You probably would have come, since you guys followed after shortly after, you probably would have come as, he looks to be holding, from far away, it looks like he's holding a bunch of kind of precious stones on a string in front of her. And as you get closer, the precious stones don't look right. They're a little bit more they look like uncut gems, effectively.
Uncut job.
Uncut gems.
So basically,
Are you buying rock
like-
candy?
Yes.
I mean, that's what it is, but
Yeah.
it's nicely made rock candy.
I know, because if you like Smeg was from a farming thing, like rock candy would be one of those things, like a general store thing. I feel like would be like,
Yeah. This is homemade rock candy.
It's not. It's a really, really fun. For those of you that have children at home, as long as you supervise them, it's actually a really fun thing to make with kids.
So
Because
it's
it's
glass candy.
glass candy.
Mm-hmm.
That is
It's
not.
basically the same thing, except it's
Yeah.
it's hot hardened sugar that you lay out in a baking sheet.
Ah,
you let
okay.
it cool, and then you just break it.
Yep.
It's called glass candy.
Another fun thing that you
Diet.
you may not want to have your kids help you with this, but making homemade caramel is not particularly difficult. And it's very, very tasty. But
Topping.
it involves melting sugar.
Sugar and butter.
So
which is
you want to be careful.
Yes. It's also very easy to burn.
It is.
Yeah.
And here's another fun fact. If you've never smelt burnt sugar, you will never forget the scent.
Yes.
Ever.
Acrid.
Anyway. So she goes, she's kind of swinging in front of you. 2 copper.
No, I think we're looking for maybe a little bit softer.
Softer. She kind of raises her eyebrows. She goes back and she brings out, what are they called? Meringues. She brings out a bunch of homemade meringues. And gets a kiss. She brings out a couple meringues.
Reggie, quit flirting.
If you want soft,
That's my job.
Never.
I'll say
This-
Jacob.
is a cloud.
Has Arai seen a meringue before?
Yeah, we actually
I
have had a
imagine
meringue
so.
before.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I think, what's his face? I think Thomas has tried to make them at least once.
I
Hasn't
can't
he?
remember if it was Thomas or if it was at Abia.
It might have been an Abia because Abia has a lot more kind of hoity-toity stuff. You ever had a meringue? Another really fun thing. The meringues are a bit more of a pain in the ass to make.
Yes. Yes, they are. But delicious.
Whipped egg whites and sugar. And that's it. It's literally just whipped egg whites and sugar. But it's surprising how easy it is to screw it up. I am not a baker in any way, shape, or form. I am a cook. And I've never enjoyed baking.
Arai's gonna see everyone else enter the shop, and especially after hearing Aoi. What do you think Reese would like? He's new, so I don't
Well-
know what he likes yet.
Here's another thing. This I got from a friend from the elemental plane of fire. Watch this. And he brings out, and it just looks like a tiny little chocolate cake. Seems rather innocuous, doesn't it? Kind of boring.
Is chocolate ever boring?
She takes out a knife and just slowly cuts into it, and you watch as it just starts bleeding out chocolate.
I knew it.
Molten
Oh,
lava
Molten
cake.
lava! This one you want to make sure you eat hot. It's not good cold.
Yeah.
All right. Gotta pull out my trump card.
Yep.
She goes in the back, brings out these very delicate looking macaroons.
Oh,
Sold. That was like 3.
Think of macarons. We'll take 1, 2, 3. Have we 1, 2, 3, 4 soft pretzels.
Yeah.
2 scones.
Pretzel dogs.
Any churros?
I loved Auntie M's pretzel dogs. They were awesome.
Yeah, I've had the pretzel bites with sugar. Nice and
Another nice thing.
yummy.
So, in total, you guys probably spent about like 2 gold getting everything that you want.
Nice.
Since you didn't get the lava cakes.
Oh, actually, how much for one of the lava cakes?
Be another silver.
I pay a silver.
Okay.
We have to serve those hot, you know.
I was about to say, the lava cake is the only thing that needs to be eaten soon. Like the macaroons keep for a remarkably long time, and if you guys got any meringues or anything like that, like those are fine at room temperature.
Oh, what? How far is it to the dry dock?
For where you guys are now, you're probably at least a 30-minute walk. But you do have you have a kitchen on your ship that you can just
Yeah.
tell Thomas to reheat it.
Oh.
It's not quite as good as it is fresh, but it still works.
Yeah.
Unless you want to eat it right now, which you can.
Yeah, I think it'd be a bit messy if I eat on the way there.
I kind of have this image of like everyone is just walking. You have Aoi there with like chocolate on her face and just nah, 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 nah.
No, he's not that much of a glutton.
Okay.
But she will take it, and hopefully in half an hour I'll still be good.
Okay. So, Arai, or I guess everyone, is there anything else you guys want to do? Do you want to start heading back to dry dock or heading to, because you guys can get all the way back to the dry dock and then still have plenty of time to get back to the sleeping rooster.
Yeah. I figure we should do that. Get cleaning supplies.
Mhm.
Head back to the ship because I believe the supply should be there soon,
Yeah.
if not already.
Yeah.
The supplies will probably get there before you guys do.
Okay. Then we just check in real quick with Thomas and Reese and see if anything else has been checked in with us. If Declan's done anything, send a messenger or anything. If not, then we go. We just like whatever sparse time, and then we go to check out the sleeping rooster.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Arai, did you want, now that you're back with friends, did you want to check out that note then?
Yes.
So the note gives a pair of cross streets, and a time. That is about 2 in the morning. So middle of the night and a set of cross streets.
All right. Tucks it back into your sleeve.
Okay. When you guys get back to El Pollo Yoko, I mean the sleeping
chicken
rooster.
You want to know? Do you want to know a name of a place that actually exists here?
El Pollo Loco is a real place.
Well, there's also one that's called Slim Chickens.
I would eat there for no other reason than the name. Like, that is a fantastic name. Would be even funnier is if they don't sell any poultry.
No, they sell poultry.
They have only one like chicken sandwich, and then everything else is like fish or something. Yeah, it's Slim Chickens.
I went to this fish shop, or this chicken shop in. Where were we? Wisconsin? It might have been Wisconsin. It might have been Minnesota. Anyway, and they literally had like breastless, or chicken wings, chicken tenders, and then a whole bunch of other fish. So.
Fish. I don't know how big it is.
Does that sound familiar, Jenny?
Fish and crabs and like.
I don't know how big it is in Minnesota, but in Wisconsin, we have a remarkably large Catholic population, and so fish is really big here, especially during Lent.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like.
But if your shop is named something with chicken in the title, and you have 2 chicken dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, I digress.
My capstone for my marketing degree, I created a business plan for a marketing firm that exclusively catered to restaurants. I would not have called that particular restaurant anything to do with chicken.
I don't think many people would have.
So, when you guys get back to the Sleeping Rooster, the rooster is anything but sleeping. Compared to everywhere else, this place is thriving. And it's about like 3-4 in the afternoon, so you still have a few hours before you're quote-unquote supposed to be there. And it is, like I said, it is absolutely thriving. But the thing that you notice is that everybody in there is military.
Oh, God.
You do not see a single civilian anywhere near it.
Oh, Lord.
Keep walking. So they all kept walking and no one wandered off.
Just
Keep
keep walking.
walking.
Just keep walking.
But you won't knock down our wall. Keep walking. I was a VeggieTales kid.
We know.
So would you say it's like 100% Marines or like 90, 80?
Oh, it is 100%. It's like 112% Marines because
Oh god.
there are others that are waiting outside for places to open up so they can go in.
And the rooster actually has a Marine hat hanging off of it right now.
The Marooster,
Rooster.
the Marooster, the Rooster is a rear admiral. Yeah, it's just it's completely packed with military people. And again, this part of this is city. You have seen people kind of wandering around, but for whatever reason, in this place, nobody other than military personnel is anywhere to be seen.
Okay, are they like blocking our path to the
Not
dry dock?
intentionally. There's enough of them there that they just create traffic effectively, but they're not doing it on purpose. They just
Okay.
all seem to be obsessed with this shop.
Yeah.
So Rai's gonna sort of make his way through and kind of just do like the backhand shoulder. Excuse me. Excuse me.
No,
Sort of just touching.
we
him to
don't
get
have
him out of the way.
time.
You do.
We're
you
walking
do.
through. We're not gonna be able to get through them. We're not
Oh.
pushing. I'm not flirting.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
suggesting, but I'm not flirting.
You do get a couple, second and third glances from a few of the Marines that see you and like look you up and
Have a
down and
wink.
grin a little bit. You just start. I kid you not, I had story time. I had this kid that worked for me, and when I say kid, he was still in high school, but he was 18. And I was trying to teach him how to sell, which I believe he was a cool kid at school. I kid you not, while he was selling a computer to a dad buying a laptop for his daughter going off to college, he got her to sign her phone number to him over the shoulder of her father. Like as he's selling a laptop, he got the girl's number. And I just
Wow.
sat there completely flabbergasted. And he goes, see, that's as easy as it is. And I said, no, you are a voodoo witch or something along that lines. That shouldn't have happened. Like that's not a, how did she even, like he said, no, he's like, you do this. He had a sign or something that meant give me your phone number that I'd never seen before. He's like, no, that means give me your number. I'm like, he's like, you should try it. I'm like, no, never in a million years would that work for me. Anyway. So anyway, you guys make it past. If you want to just kind of chill and wait for 6 o'clock, you can do that. Or if you want to go other places in the city, you can do that as well. Arai, if you want to kind of...
Yeah, Rai's gonna convene with the team and just let them know the story of, the wonderful shoekeeper. Shoekeeper.
Shoe sheeper.
Shoekeeper.
They put
God
shoes on
bless.
The
sheep.
note that he was passed.
It's a really difficult profession because hooves are remarkably difficult to keep a shoe on. Like, they're more difficult than dog's paws. So, kind of asking around and figuring out the place that they want you to go is pretty far, like on the opposite side of the city. And it would probably take you the better part of an hour to walk to it. So if you guys wanted, because you still have a couple hours, you could walk to it, look around a little bit, and walk back in time to get to the Sleeping Rooster by 6-ish.
Yeah, I should. Are we going to pass the groceries up to Thomas?
Thomas
We've
already got it. By the
already
time you...
covered
Yeah, because
by
we
the
checked
time
out
you
the
got
ship
there,
first.
Thomas already had the groceries.
Yeah, and I also give him our the sweets we bought.
Yep. All that stuff
Right.
gone. They were very
specifically
happy.
gives Reese his.
Reese picked a macaroon. He was very pleased with the macaroon. So, yeah. So as you guys will wander over there again, you get to a part of the city that is absolutely deserted. And compared to like the part of the city that you guys are in where it's deserted, but it seems kind of weird for it to be deserted, like it feels like there should be people there. This place feels like it's supposed to be deserted. Like the few kind of shop faces that are here, the windows are boarded up. The various residences here look kind of disheveled and abandoned. Like this entire part of the city just looks deserted. Like it tried to get deserted.
Hey, like, so I'm just gonna like lean over, so I don't have to be over. Hey, Reggie.
Yeah.
Do you see any kind of markings people in your circles recognize?
That's actually a very good question. What, like,
The
with
only reason
my-
I know that is because of the shit that happened that we didn't know about until way later.
Uh,
and the stuff that Reggie talked about when he was high.
yeah.
Well, Ramona, you have 2 levels of rogue, right?
Yes,
So you do know thieves can't.
I do. Yes.
Go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage.
Oh, advantage. Okay. That is a 22.
Okay. So, to whatever else just kind of looks like a deserted place, you can see that this is kind of similar to the open air market you were in before, just for very different products. Due to various markings in Thieves' Cant that you can kind of pick out. You can see that the area that you're in, there is a place that specializes in, let's call it acquisitions. There is a fence, and you do recognize the symbol of anonymity.
Oh no.
However, this particular kind of version of this as a symbol is basically, as opposed to being we are anonymity, it is we are allowed by anonymity to...
Per
Operate
franchise.
here.
Per
Yeah.
franchise.
Not really a franchise. They have paid their fees to be allowed to operate. So this is not anonymity, but it is
A branch.
it's a group that specializes
Yeah,
in
like,
assassinations and other things like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Have their
One-
workers permit.
Yeah. Nope.
All right. Reggie gets all that information, and then he straightens up, kind of like fixes his disguise clothing a bit, turns back to everyone. Everyone,
Yes.
be on your best behavior. Stand up straight. Only say what you absolutely mean to say, and whatever you do, keep your eyes everywhere, because we've officially made it to the black market.
So whose definition of best?
Don't say anything that would insult anyone, especially here. And I will also just let you all know something to keep our mind on, but also something to keep one hand at the ready. The organization here is affiliated with anonymity. It's not actually anonymity, but they are allowed to do work by anonymity.
How about
Which
we
one?
stop saying the name 3 times?
I
Shit.
yeah. Yeah, Gus and Pinstripe.
Michael Keane's gonna
went
appear. Stop.
yeah, we were both thinking Beetlejuice.
So as you guys look around, again, there's no one here, as far as you can tell.
Now,
and
I'm not
Reggie-
trusting that. There may be no one here, but we might be still watched.
Yeah, it's very
Of course.
possible. But as far as you guys can tell, like, there's literally, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything.
All right, listen. Is there anything else we need, or do we have everything?
Now we're just looking for work. Apparently, we're looking for someone to get into trouble. I think we found numerous ways now. Apparently.
Yeah, and let's just go to the cigar roaster before it's closed.
We'll circle back to Sleepy Time Chicken and see if the what happens when the Marines clear out.
Very good point, and very, very preferable.
Okay.
Obviously, nothing in this area.
Yeah.
Nothing. No. Mm-mm.
Nope. Absolutely
Mm-mm.
not.
So,
Do any of your visuals say, like, open hours?
I think
Because we're just seeing abandoned shit.
No, I think we have one of those in the paper.
Oh,
We have office hours, or we have hours of business.
Oh,
we
this is the
have
cross.
an
Yeah,
appointment.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what kind of appointment?
Well, no,
We'll
but
find
I was just wondering if there was like markings saying
No,
like that.
there'd be nothing like that. Thieves Cant in and of itself is, the written form of it is not really a full-on language. There are particular symbols that will be associated.
That wouldn't be
with
obvious to
certain
us.
things. Yeah,
Only Reggie.
yeah. Thieves Cant has kind of two different things. You have the kind of quote-unquote written language, which is just symbols that are associated with certain jobs and things like that. Like, this symbol might mean fence. This other symbol might mean, watch out, this place is under surveillance. But it's not like a full-on written language. And then there's the spoken Thieves Cant, which is basically a way to mask messages while you're saying something completely different. So heading back to the Sleeping Rooster, you can see that, surprisingly enough, all of the Marines have gone, and all of the doors to it have kind of shut, but you can still see light coming out of it. You can still smell the remnants of the very, very large meal that they finished cooking. But unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/ChurchOfTrainerJody, generally on Sundays or Mondays. Yeah. Otherwise, again, it's all for me today. I will see you guys the next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.